Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Do or do not. There is no try.
So I was pleasantly surprised to see a decent amount of people in the theater on a Thursday night watching this movie. It honestly restored my faith in humanity just a little bit, because I can't stress enough how important it is to support movies like this. When movies like this do well at the box office, it sends a message to Hollywood that we want more original films.
It's Hollywood, baby. Who knows what's gonna happen?
And I long for the day when superhero movies aren't dominating the market, because variety is, after all, the spice of life. New and exciting experiences make life more enjoyable and interesting. And The Northman certainly offers a unique cinematic experience. It is directed by Robert Eggers, and I have to admit, I wasn't 100% on board the hype train for him. I didn't enjoy The Witch as much as some people did, and I also only saw the first 15 minutes or so of The Lighthouse.
Fuck me, right?
And I initially had the opinion that his movies were a little bit too artsy and weird for my tastes. But The Northman actually managed to change my perception on him quite a bit. And I think I need to revisit some of his other films now with a fresh pair of eyes. That's growth, ladies and gentlemen. He still brings this surreal quality to the film, but I found it to be much more digestible in a Viking revenge tale.
That makes sense.
While he does maintain his artistic style, I would argue that this film is actually much more mainstream than some of his other films. And I do not mean that as a slight to the movie in any way, it's actually a compliment. Eggers himself actually described this film as a tentpole action-adventure movie based on Icelandic sagas that sometimes read like 80s action movies. That's a very accurate description of this movie, I think. In fact, I would take it a step further and call it the art house version of Conan the Barbarian.
No shit.
And in my opinion, you can't get much higher praise from me than that. The Northman follows Prince Amleth as he witnesses his father, the king, being murdered by his uncle. And his mother, the queen, is also taken into captivity. Amleth barely escapes with his own life, and he actually returns decades later as a Viking to avenge his father's death and free his mother. And of course, most importantly, you have to kill that wicked son of a bitch of an uncle.
Fuck you!
There's something about a good old-fashioned revenge tale that will always be appealing and cinematically pleasing to me, and it helps when that revenge tale is brought to you with some amazing cinematography. Every shot in this film feels meticulously staged and like a work of art. And I'm always a sucker for movies that showcase and use real exotic locations. And The Northman does just that.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's about time!
I think what I enjoyed most about The Northman is how it presents the culture of these people to the audience. And I don't know if it's 100% historically accurate, but it certainly feels like it is. The Viking culture specifically was particularly interesting to me. There's a scene in the movie where they basically are trying to psych themselves up for a battle, so they all dress like a wolf, and they're jumping around this fire and howling and making all kinds of crazy noises and sounds. The film shows very vividly that they are getting in tune with the beast inside of them, and that big piece of them that they need to unlock in order to carry out the pillaging of this town.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts.
And I just found all of that to be very fascinating. And that brings me to the fight or battle sequences, which are also really well done. They are so chaotic and brutal, and you can just feel the crazed energy coming through the movie screen. I thought the cast of the film was great, and everyone brought their A game. Alexander Skarsgard in particular obviously carries the film as Amleth, and you can definitely feel his anger through his performance.
Oh, I got a live one here.
And that comes from his hatred for his uncle and his dedication to killing him. And I feel like you're definitely swept up in his quest for vengeance. Special shout out to Nicole Kidman, by the way, who plays his mother. She had a much more layered performance than I was expecting going into this. And if you don't have strong feelings about her character through what we learn about her and through her performance, then I don't know what to tell you.
Because she got a great ass!
And I'm not going to leave anyone out here. Anya Taylor-Joy, Willem Dafoe, Ethan Hawke, they all do a phenomenal job with what they are given. The pacing of this film was really good. I did feel like there were times where certain scenes drug out a little bit too long, and I did find some of the grizzled dialogue to be a bit hard to understand at times.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So there were some instances where I wasn't 100% sure what was going on, and that could be a little bit of me just not being knowledgeable of these people in this area historically, but that's something I definitely want to fix, and The Northman made me want to learn more about it, and I can't say that about many modern movies that actually inspire me to do that. Also, from a pure plot perspective, there is a bit of a twist to this movie, which I will not spoil here, obviously, but it does raise some questions that I wasn't really expecting to be asked.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
We'll call them moral conundrums, as it pertains to where the characters are when all their stories eventually converge. I enjoyed that added wrinkle though, it made it a bit deeper than your average revenge story. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed The Northman, and I hope it brings a welcomed return to the historical epic genre of film, because that's something that I've always been a fan of. I found the movie to be artsy, yet also mainstream. It's a dark, personal tale that I think a lot of people will be able to relate to. It has epic action and brutality that I think might make some viewers squeamish, but I'm not one of those people. I enjoy a dark and brutal tone as long as they are telling a good story, and that's why I enjoyed every minute of The Northman, and that's why I'm also going to be giving it the elusive Bill and Ted.
Excellent!
It's been a long time since I liked so many movies in such a short span, but here we are. So if you've seen The Northman, if you have, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Support original movies.
Y'all be cool. Right on.